This ebook is designed specially for railway and SSC steno exams. A lot of contractions and advanced physiographics are used for speedy writing. For the convenience of students, this ebook is designed on A4 sheets and it is printable. We highly recommend you practice it thoroughly. You can collect the ebook from the link given in the description box below.
This court has gone through the evidence of the witnesses, carefully including the judgments under challenge. Incident is said to be of in between 17/8/2008 and 19/8/2008, where hundreds of Naxalites came to the house of deceased and branding him to be the informer of the police, took him in a scheduled place and after committing his murder handed over the dead body to his family members for performing the last rites and acting upon their instructions. They buried the same purportedly on account of fear of the Naxalites, who had asked the witnesses not to disclose the incident to anyone, including the police. It is on 30/3/2010 the skeleton of the deceased was exhumed, which was identified by Exhibit P by his wife PW1 on the basis of clothes found on it to be of her husband. Identification of the dead body merely on the basis of clothes cannot lead to an irresistible conclusion that it was of the deceased because it has come in the evidence of the witnesses that such things are commonly available in the market. Another factor which comes in the way of placing reliance on identification is that the cloth which remained beneath the earth for about 1.5 years is not supposed to be in the same color and texture as it might have been on the date of incident, that is in between 17/8/2018 and 19/8/2018. The act of the witnesses in burying the dead body 2-3 days after the incident, maintaining silence over it for about 12 months, then making the written report Exhibit P1 about a year thereafter, that is on 9/7/2009, and then ensuring its exhumation about a further period of 6 months weakens the case of the prosecution to a considerable extent. Secondly, though in the examination in chief the witnesses to some extent have tried to stand by the prosecution, yet in cross-examination they have turned to a total denial mode, stating that they were not aware as to who killed the deceased. Even presence of some of the accused appellants in the group of Naxalites has been denied by the witnesses. Post-mortem report Exhibit P4 merely says that the skeletal bones were connected to each other. There was no injury or fracture on it, but he did not give any opinion as to the cause of death and sent the dead body for chemical forensic examination. Even the forensic expert PW12 who examined the skeleton and gave his report Exhibit P28 has not given any conclusive opinion about the identity of the deceased. except stating that it was made human skeleton in between 18 and 30 years age. Furthermore, after arresting accused Dhanuram, his memorandum exhibit P9 was recorded on 1/4/2010 and based on which seizure of muzzle loader was made under exhibit P10. But the witnesses to memorandum and seizure PW6 and PW10 have not supported the case of the prosecution on this aspect of the matter. Thus, looking to such a shaky evidence available on record, it cannot safely be held that it is the accused appellants herein who were the part of an unlawful assembly and shared the common object to commit the murder of the deceased. Thus, in view of the aforesaid discussion, this court is of the considered opinion that the prosecution has utterly failed to adduce any cogent and conclusive evidence connecting the accused appellants with the crime in question. So also the court below has not given a thoughtful consideration to the material available before it, while holding the accused appellants guilty of commission of murder of the deceased by forming an unlawful assembly, sharing the common object for the pursuit. The conviction of the accused appellants of all the charges levelled against them is thus liable to be set aside. Accordingly, the appeals are allowed. Judgments impugned are set aside and the accused appellants are acquitted of all the charges levelled against them. Accused appellants are reported to be in jail and therefore they are directed to be set free forthwith if not required in any other case.
If you have liked the video, hit the like button and consider subscribing.